following also from the reports on Friday last week about the rescue of the Orire school children and teachers that were abducted some months ago, a month ago. What do you think about the operation from the security forces in Nigeria and how they carried out the operation successfully, rescuing these children from the hands of the kidnappers?
Well, but that was something to cherish and value. They really proved that Nigerian security agencies they're up to par if they are fully motivated and if the agencies are fully integrated to work together. And I must say, this is the first time that kidnapped will be ransomed without paying any ransom.
Yeah.
You'll be freed without paying any ransom. And the president was very clear. He said, these children and their teachers have been rescued. There was no ransom paid. There was no, he used another word.
There was no bargaining with the kidnappers.
There was no bargaining. So that was a good thing. And I think it's the first time, as far as I know. Because when these things happen, apart from the Chebo girls that Jonathan spectacularly bungled, but in fairness to Jonathan, it was the first time it happened. He probably was in shock, and today we couldn't get any of those girls. Many not in their numbers, innocent girls who are just thirsty for education and all that. Some of them have become terrorist wives, and some of them too are managed to get to the US for education. But as a collective, you are never going to see them again, and that's sad. But it's good that the Nigerian state seems to have been learning gradually after the Chibok experience. Mass people have been carted away from schools, but they came back. Government never said whether they paid the ransom or not. But if you look at between the lines, like they probably paid the ransom. I said probably because nobody has told us definitively. But if you ask 2 plus 2, this will equal 4. That they did pay a ransom. But this is the very first time the government will say, no, we are not going to pay a ransom. In any case, the ransom will go into feeding, to buying your new equipment. They are even asking for 2 Hilux trucks. They're asking for motorcycles. They're asking for their dealers to be freed. I mean, satanic demands. But the amount paid, the government stood the ground. The pupils and the teachers came back home. Unfortunately, 2 of them were killed. One was beheaded in the camp. The other one was killed right at the spot where they were being kidnapped. It could have been worse. The government did good. We should commend them. And to the Army, to the Air Force and Navy, all of them combined, DSS, even Amoteco. Amoteco, by the way, lost on 6 men. 5 men and a woman. Which was very tragic. But it was in the course of this. I just hope that the government or your state in Amoteco will compensate the people, the families of those people who lost their lives, and the Nigerian security forces, federal government will compensate the lieutenant and the other soldier unnamed that was this event. And of course, this goes beyond say they will milk intelligence from the 8 people they arrested to further fish out the, and I'm sure as you speak now, after the guys they let go to save the girls from being killed. I mean the children and their teachers from being as part of the last bargaining chip. Okay, we are going to leave them, but you have to give us sort of escape way, which they did. But I'm sure now that all the pupils and teachers are in, they'll go after them, shackle them, and bring them back to justice. And they can kill the vermin because they don't deserve to live anyway. They are savages.
Thank you very much, sir. On the point of no ransom, we also saw different video clips online showing how the operation was carried out. And we saw that the security forces really rescued the children from those video clips. Also, the governor of Oyo State, Governor Seyi Makinde, has come under fire for his comments asking for the United Nations to probe the abduction of the children. Senate has criticized them. Different people, Femi Falana, the lawyer, former Governor Fayose as well, has spoken out against him. What do you think about his request to the UN?
I think it's just executive idiocy. That's what I put it. is a classic form of executive injustice. In Yoruba, they call it some sort of bogey that affects you, that just be talking out of turn. Is it AD
Yes.
or a follow? This sort of thing that you not. I'll give you two proverbs. One English, one is in Yoruba. Um, the other one is in English, but that's in Yoruba. This thing, just to explain the Makinde, what I call the Makinde tragedy, because he sort of he snatched disgrace from the jaws of honor. He had absolutely no reason for to say what he did. The first one is igi burúkú ló máa yọra ẹ̀ nínú iná. Now, to translate, English cannot capture the frequency of the thing. The firewood is supposed to be fuel. Now, if the firewood is not burning, it's not sparkling like produce fire, they remove it and put dry ones. Now, what Makinde has done is the bad fuel in the firewood, and has removed himself from the blazing glory in the land. That's very unfortunate. Then the other one is this one was translated in Kurumi by what was his name? The guy who wrote the Gods Are Not Only Olarotimi.
Okay.
Kurumi. He said the tortoise says he's going on a trip, and they asked him, tortoise, when will you come back? He said, I won't come back until when I'm disgraced, until when I'm disgraced. That was how the guy painted it there. Makinde is a tortoise of a sort. Give it to him, he has performed well as governor of Oyo State. He has taken, Oyo, with all due respect to them over there from 1999, while Lagos was clearing all the record from 1999, they were buried in this anti-delusional governance across parties. May God bless the soul of Governor Lamadishino. He tried as a democratic warrior, But as governor, he didn't leave much landmark. Then we told you to the KBC then Obaladoja was governor. Farah wanted to work, but he was throttled by the Godfather. So they were not really doing much governor. The worst of all, in my opinion, was the late is dead. You don't talk me of the dead. It's not a person, it's his legacy. Alawa Kala.
Yeah.
That was just a scandal, The serious modern governors came to Oyo when Kosheleri, what's his name back? The guy that died, former governor. Ajimobi, I always call him Kosheleri, I always forget his name. Biola Ajimobi, he was the grandmaster who laid the foundation of modern governance. And if you like, I'm sure you are familiar with Ibadan very well. When he built that short flyover at Mokola, and people like the PDP were even saying that it wasn't necessary, that they were just wasting money. And look at what that simple solution to just fly over the desert. Look at what it took over from the bedlam. The Ojolegba Mokola bedlam, the Ojolegba and Ligobe. It was as bad as Ojolegba bedlam in those days. That simple flyover. And the way they celebrated it, that was a wake-up call for your modern governance. And thank God the man did his bit. There was that we were always going to Ele from Jericho. I thought the place was so far. But when Ajimobi built this road, and in 5 minutes, you are there. And I was saying that this place and that is the effect of a good governor. So he did it. Makinde took it to another level. I must praise him for that. But the problem with him is he seems to have a lot of grudge in his system, too much for his own good. And I'll give you a specific example. They just applied the analysis. When they were fighting for the soul of PDP. You know, you know, he opened a combat front with Wike. He was saying Wike was a non-entity that he had already made his first million in dollars, which is multi-million and billions in naira. When Wike was a law student. So that one reply, he said, okay, yeah, you wanted money, I wanted power, I chased power, you chased money. And yet you came and started prostrating for me to adopt you as governor for Osun. You know, he came in 2005, 2015, no, 2019 or thereabout. He said, we rejected you. He said, you are not going to give you the ticket. You came rolling back crying in 2019, now give you the ticket. You are now insulting me. Since that time, you have not said a thing against Wike. Now, then let's look at his so-called presidential. Okay, he's still on that one. He was fighting with Wike. They hosted the government bankrolled the PDP convention in Ibadan. Everybody saw. The court said, don't go ahead. Two courts.
Yeah.
One of them from our ancestor that Lamido was a PDP ancestor. When Lamido and co founded PDP, I don't know where Makinde was. Maybe he was still in his political diapers, you know. He knows it. He now said his own ancestor cannot purchase a form. He and the governor of Bauchi State. And the guy said, I don't want to go to court, but if you don't, I'm not going to sit on my right, I'm going to go to court. He said there was no form. The guy went to court. The court said, don't go ahead. So on the basis of those two, you know, the court voided the thing and they lost the struggle for the soul of PDP. The Wike Fad, which is smarter, street smarter, got the thing. And when they got to the convention, they start explaining everybody. As from the elders to the youngsters. That's in Bafra. Because of Makinde lost control over PDP. He now went to his new party.
APM.
Now, and his so-called presidential role is nothing but over-glorification of life. I mean, it's just like Yoruba say, labalaba to pere a butterfly that fancies himself as a bird. Is the supreme height of delusion and all that. You know, so the so-called presidential role is to do nothing, is fired by bile and spite. And I hope that the young man will not destroy himself because he's running. If this is second term, he ought to be making friends. You know.
Rather than enemies.
Now the climax is that there was a triumph for everybody. Everybody was happy. The children are back. Everybody was dancing, you know, all over the place. Then the first time they went to, he said it wasn't composed to talk now. That will talk when he make a broadcast. I wish he had not made that broadcast, but because that broadcast had diminished him completely. Number one, he said the UN. You are a governor within the Nigerian state. You are part of the structure of the federation. You ought to know that the UN cannot just come into Nigerians affairs now. That's right. What do you call that? Executive ignorance?
Yeah. Then
number two, he was pointing fingers. Said the federal government was responsible for the armed security, which is true. Because of that, they are to be blamed for whatever happened. Okay, he had Amotekun. Amotekun was not at that level. But they are supposed to be feeding him with intelligence. What did he do with the intelligence they give him? How? How can somebody undermine himself, undermine his own executive integrity and personal prestige by just belching out rubbish that should not come from an amateur? How? How, for God's sake? Then he was saying that and because of that, a person that was throwing the presidency under the bus, he felt he was throwing the president under the bus. It was the presidency. The same presidency he wants to contest. What sort of person is that? Are we so daft in our executive corridors in Nigeria that we have characters like this come and speak nonsense as a state broadcast? So those are the things. So I wish the man he has tried as a governor, but the way it's going, will have been told us, it will not come from a strip or the totally disgrace. I hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. So also I wanted us to talk about the fake DG, Prince Adeni, who was arrested yesterday. There were reports yesterday that the court ordered his arrest, and within hours, the IGP's intelligence forces were able to arrest him at his Osun State hideout. There has been a lot of controversy as to how he formed the PFIPC, and how he became the DG, and how he got a CBN account to even begin with. So there has been a lot of reports and news about him, but now he has been arrested, and hopefully there will be some investigations on this matter. So what are your thoughts on it?
Well, people say it's fake. Who says it's fake? You can't be the reporter.
Yeah.
There are claims and counter claims and all that. Fact, we know there was and still is racketeering concerning that agency. We don't have all the facts on the table. People are just claiming, and things like this, one has to be very careful. My whole concern is that the media should report the same. The reporter is like a vessel. They said that a vessel that has life. And anybody that has life will have feelings, you have sympathies, you have biases. And the first thing they teach you in journalism school is that they try to clear out your biases. If you go to an army recruitment center, what they tell, they empty all this solidness you had before. They reduce it to a nobody. That's how they treat you in the army. And at that time, you have to obey others. Zombie another.
Yeah.
That could be a sort of satire or abuse, but that is the essence of the military. You have to obey the last order. No matter if you came in, you are a prince or you are a king, you want to be a soldier. You forget being a prince, you forget being a prince. You become the commoner the state can use for its defenseman. The same thing with journalism. That vessel you are trained to remove all your biases, that one is virtually impossible. In fact, it's impossible. But they take it to such a low point that be what they call statistically insignificant. You will lose your bias. That's my concern. The way we reported the thing, somebody will say fake, controversial. There was a news we started with controversial. I said, who says it's controversial? Is it the reporter or the government making claims or the person that is accused? So, and we have to be very careful. People's names and careers, integrity,
The line on this.
have been thrown some. I've seen people drag up a lot of mock against the chief of staff to the president, Bajabi Miller. But when you see people dragging up mock like that, you just chill, wait for authoritative information. Now that the man has been arrested, the court has, the police have started the investigation. The president has ordered a 30-day investigation by SCPC, and the man again, this I want to link with the Makinde mistake. That man that was arrested, I don't know if he committed any crime. I don't know if he didn't, but he has allegations against him.
Yeah.
Now, he was saying that he didn't want the ICPC to probe the thing. He wanted an independent, link that with Makinde said that he wanted the UN. How can you, as part of a government, this man is not part of government, I mean, in his case, but Makinde is part of government, and you are you are under how do I put it? You are the marketing institutions of your own governance. How can you say Nigerian troops, Nigerian security cannot do something you are calling it the UN? This man was saying that ICPC, which is in the constitution, to do certain things, was not competent to investigate the case. He wanted some independent. Who are the independents of? So, but there is a lot of institutional. Is it crippling in our thinking, and that is it. So, let's wait for more information, and I'm sure after the 30 days thing, the court is doing this. I think they are going to arrange September 30 or something. So for now, we keep our same figure. So we just luxuriate in the facts, rumors, whatever fancies that they throw. But as you consume this thing, open your eyes, because people are feeding you what they want to know and coming off their own side. But when we have independent sources and we have credible information, we fly with them.
Thank you very much, sir. So we have come to the end of today's show. As we've said earlier about the release of the children and their rescue, the country has been very joyous to see that they were rescued, and the government was able to carry out a successful mission in this. Also, we are looking forward to the reports about this agency and the DG that was arrested. We'll bring more reports to you in our coming shows, and we hope that you look forward to it. Bye-bye.